the day, you're going to have all these cravings because you didn't recover enough that day. So if you've been struggling with these, adjust this thing. Go to sleep earlier, get up earlier. And don't try to muscle up if you go to sleep at midnight to get up at 6 or 5. It's not going to work. You're going to run yourself to the grave. That's what it is. Welcome to a new episode of the Ewa Eckert podcast. I am Ewa Eckert. I am your host. I am a Polish immigrant with a big heart, strong accent, kick-ass husband, and 2 beautiful kids. American entrepreneur sharing an incredible mission to inspire women around the world to take bold action towards their dreams, passions, and desires so their life become more meaningful and fulfilled. I believe that the badass superhero of your unique purpose is inside all of you, all of us, and we should share it with the world to make the world a better place. I hope that this episode will help you finally discover the power of self-belief, self-motivation, so you can stop making the excuses and create the life you truly desire and deserve by being the upgraded version of you. Welcome to the show, guys. Right in the beginning, I am really super thrilled and excited, and I want to share my gratitude towards you for really sharing episodes, watching them on YouTube, listening them to Spotify on some other platforms, and really making good comments, good valuable comments that really some other people can take even lessons from you, because that's the whole point. We learn from each other. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am that I'm really truly fulfilling my passion and desire, because this is what my calling is. And this is actually what I'm going to be talking about at the Elevating Together. By the time you listen to this episode, I might be already done this amazing really event that a friend of mine invited me, but more to listen. So make sure that you're tuning in on the upcoming podcast episodes, because we're going to be sharing really some hot stuff that happened throughout the event. So anyway, guys, today, based on the emails that I'm getting, based on, I would say, the topics that we discover with my coaching clients, with my one-on-one clients, with my group clients, with the 40-day habit challenge that we have going on right now, I wanted to discuss something very important with you. And even though I mentioned already this, you probably never heard me saying the formula 0, 1, 2, 3, or maybe 10, 5, 2, 1. What is this? But I guarantee you that if you wanted to have more energy, if you wanted to have a better life, if you wanted to feel more fulfilled and accomplished, I would say, you're going to tune into this episode and you're going to jump right in with me. So guys, if you're struggling with energy, if you think like you constantly overload, that sometimes at nighttime you get this weird energy and you feel like, oh my God, where is this coming from? Why I cannot sleep? Why I cannot sleep? Why am I so wired? And then I am so exhausted during the day. This episode is for you. And I'm doing this because, like I mentioned, these topics show up constantly in the coaching sessions. And I am not only the one that talks about it. You probably have heard from many different podcasts that people talk about the AM formula and PM formula. What these formulas are all about? Well, it's creating something that will serve you, creating something that you would stick to it based on your own life, based on what you've discovered in you that you need to do, and it will help you to target certain things in your life and improve your life, right? So the morning routine, guys, and I divided this. So it's like giving you an outline what you can do, but we're going to be diving into formulas even more in other episodes. But today, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 formula. What is it? Well, when I get up in the morning, I don't hit the snooze button. But I only cannot hit the snooze button if I had 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If I don't even set up my clock. And this is the new change that I have done. Because used to, I would be like setting up at 5 a.m. Doesn't matter if I slept for 7 hours or 8 hours. No, I would just get up and go and try to push and drink crazy amount of coffee and push myself. Not today, guys. And the reason for it is because I am going through menopause and I'm very open about it. I know my struggles that if I am not going to hit a 7 hour to 8 hour of sleep, and if my phone is not going to show me an excellent score of sleeping, I am not going to be productive that day. So what I'm doing, I'm paying attention on what time I'm going to sleep, and if I'm getting this amount of sleep. And look, it's summertime. If we wanted to, we've realized with our family that probably our sleep routine has to be a little bit different now, because we need to go to sleep maybe a little bit later because the days are longer. We go to the pool, we hang out a little bit longer. So we adjusting this. So based on adjustment, I need to have the 7 and 8 or 8 hours of sleep. I already know what my body is functioning well. So look, here is the thing. But if you go to sleep at midnight and you try to accomplish a lot of things and you try to get up at 6 or 5, it will never work. So if you want to accomplish a lot of things before your kids get up or before you go to work, then you need to go to sleep earlier and you need to have the 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because here is what's happening. If you don't, then your brain is not getting recovered. And if you go into medical, components of it and other things, it's just these toxic proteins are not released from our brains. That's what it is. You're not getting all the light sleep, the REM sleep, the deep sleep. You're not getting all the phases that you need to get. And it's causing you to be fatigued, number one. Number two, it's going to cause you to eat more at nighttime because you are trying to stay up. So you crave sugar, you crave carbohydrates, but carbohydrates are not being metabolized at night. So I want you to pay attention to this for a second. When you stay up and you watch the movies, do you often feel like, oh my God, I'm craving this, I'm craving this? Like, do you feel like this? That's your body is sending you the signals. Go to freaking sleep. It's not for you to stay up. You need to recover. So this is number one. And then number two is, like I said, during the day, you're going to have all these cravings because you didn't recover enough that day. So if you've been struggling with these, adjust this thing. Go to sleep earlier, get up earlier. And don't try to muscle up if you go to sleep at midnight to get up at 6 or 5. It's not going to work. You're going to run yourself to the grave. That's what it is. And I've realized that I've done it myself. And I adjusted for a very long time the sleep patterns, meaning 9:30, 9 o'clock, going to sleep, and then getting up earlier. But then and I realized that I operate at those hours the best, guys. This is another breakthrough for me. That, I can stay up a little bit later on the weekend because I know that I'm not rushed, that I'm not pushed to get up very early, even though my body is getting up early because I already adjusted myself. But I've realized that 5 a.m. when I get up, on 5:30, I really operate my best. So what is really the zero formula that I created? Because this is the zero. Don't hit the snooze button. But this is all correlated. You understand the AM formula with the PM formula. You will not hit the snooze button if you go to sleep earlier, if you will get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So adjust this today. Now, the number one stands for, guys, eating. And the 0 actually stands also for no caffeine, which I moved this to really number 4. But 1 stays for eating within the first hour. This is so important. Why? and drinking water within this first hour, because when you get up, you're being dehydrated through perspiration, through sweat, right? We breathing, we exhaling, and we getting dehydrated. Now, if you are like me, going through menopause and you get a hot flush at nighttime, few times, you're getting dehydrated even more. So I used to would get up with headaches. And this is the thing. So I add to my morning water, which is my morning cocktail, I add Himalayan salt. So I have water and squeezed lemon and Himalayan salt to get me this hydration. And number 2 on this list is 2 hours of kill time. That's the focused work. That's what I'm working on, the most important things of the day. And I cannot emphasize enough, guys, how many of you postponing the most important thing. And my daughter just the other day saying, you know what, mommy, I'm going to start my day with the hardest thing in the morning, because then if I don't do it right there, I procrastinate and I postpone. Look, if the 10-year-old can tell us this, probably there is a truth into it. So look, if you've been a person that cannot accomplish many things, you kind of like procrastinating and postponing, is because we are so scared of starting that thing. This is the initial start that you are so scared of, so petrified of, and this little thing that you're supposed to do becomes the big thing. That's what it is. And it's becoming so hard later for us, because then you don't want to do it later because you kind of keep on pushing this thing. And look, I've done it myself. That's why I accustomed myself. I trained myself to do the hardest thing in the morning. So for instance, if I've been working on 40-day habit challenge, I've been doing the hardest thing, maybe sending emails. If I've had a speech prepared to speak on stage, I'm going to practice that speech because it's the hardest thing for me. I'm going to show up prepared. I'm going to show up enthusiastic. I want to show up as my best self. So it's the hardest thing because it's the thing that I need to focus. I need to be tuned in, right? So kill time is the 2 hours. And of course, there is a preparation. I've dived deeper into those, journaling, asking yourself questions really on deep level, because that's how we grow. Then number 3, what is number 3 really? Number 3 is no social media. I am not going on social media. I'm refusing to go. And the reason for it is because I don't want to compare myself to the world. First of all, you watching social media, you have people around the world. And for some people, morning is their evening hour. So they already, who knows what they accomplished. I don't want to think like I am not good enough. I want to think like I have enough in my tank to produce, to create, to be my own freak self. That's why I don't go on social media. I don't do a post early in the morning, like some people think that this is their thing. They need to do a social media post in the morning. Maybe if this is your creative work, if this is your part work, sure, do it. But this is not my kill time. This is not my most important thing. First, I've realized if I write an email, if I allow my brain to work and be creative, out of the email, I will probably create post out of it. But other than that, I don't. And the reason for it is because if I'm going to do a post, I really need to be so aware, and so I would have to promise myself that I will not go and not scroll, because this is so easy. You post and then out of nowhere you forget and you are in other people's reels. And this is the awareness, guys. This is what's gonna bring you more joy and more fulfillment. And I think you're gonna find yourself in this whole thing better if you're not gonna go. This is my own personal opinion. There's no social media, because you are in this really tornado zone. I don't want to be in a tornado zone. I want to have my clarity of what's important for me. So no social media. I also don't open up my email. I don't open, because then you are being in the reactive stage. Why would you open up and respond to emails? And I've done it myself, guys. It was a huge mistake. For a long time, I would get up, I would do my meditation, I would start journaling, and then I would go straight to email. And then I realized 2 hours later that I didn't accomplish anything. That was back then in New York a long time ago. And I'm like, this is not a good way to start my day. Absolutely not. So number 4 is no caffeine. You don't need caffeine when you wake up. Your body will naturally wake up, guys. And so many of you make this big mistake. You get up, you dehydrated, The first thing you do, you drink coffee, which already dehydrates you even more. And then you're wondering why you develop headaches, why you're so tired. You're conditioning your body to constantly being on that overload and searching for additional push. You don't need it. Will there be a period of you to get used to it? Absolutely. It took me a while. It took me a few weeks. But in the first week of cutting my Herbalife delicious tea, which I absolutely love, and drinking a lemon water, I felt a little weird. I felt a little foggy. I felt like, oh my God, can my brain be that productive? And then I've realized that a lot of productivity comes from my recovery, comes from going outside for 5 minutes. And if there is sun outside, just go walking 5 minutes, taking a fresh air. This is what we need. We need the natural blue light for your eyes. So you're going to naturally raise the cortisol levels. And that's what you want. That's going to naturally really wake you up. And so I adjusted my morning routine. So I go out there and I walk for a few minutes. But if there is no light outside, I still start to try to open the windows and get some fresh air, because California has been weird, guys. The sun goes out at 11 or noontime. I mean, come on now. This wasn't in the brochure. And I was really upset about this. I have to tell you, I'm like, why do I need to wait for my sun? I need to create the sun for me. I need to create my own sun. I need to really wake my body, even that the sun is not there. The sun's gonna show up. And I learned that around 11 a.m., noontime, the sun is there. So think about your routine. What could you do in the morning? How could you set up your morning routine that is really serving you? What are some of the side effects that you're getting? Maybe you have too much screen time. Maybe you're going immediately on social media. Maybe you're going immediately to your email and your body cannot take it. Maybe you need to take frequent breaks, right? So now let's tie all of this into the evening routine. So because of the caffeine cutout that I did, about 10 hours before going to sleep, there is no caffeine for me anymore. I just use the caffeine, the stimulant. If I'm going to work out, I choose either the herbal tea concentrate from Herbalife, which I love. And if you guys want the link, send me an email today. The email is always below the description of this podcast episode. I love it because it not only stimulates my brain, but also gives me energy and also cuts the cravings. Yes, it's different than the coffee. You're actually burning 70 calories. Can you imagine 70 calories by drinking that tea? I love it. But I only allow myself 1 cup. I do not drink more. So because caffeine has that weird lifespan in your system, if you drink it at 2 p.m., at 8 p.m., you're still gonna have about quarter of the coffee in your system. So no wonder that sometimes you are so wired up that you can't go to sleep. Plus, you're probably working. So if you are a person that working at nighttime, if you are the person that one more email, one more response, let me answer to this person, always on social media doing everything all over the place because you think, oh, I'm going to do one more sale and it's 10 p.m. and you're going to respond to people. That's right there. It's a problem because that's blue light. And this blue light will cause you not go to sleep. So we have already 2 numbers. 10 is cut down the caffeine. Around 1 p.m., there should be no caffeine anymore. Think about it if you would allow yourself 1 serving for a workout. Like, think about it. That's what I do. Either it's pre-workout or is the tea. I don't do more. And if I have a shutdown button about 8 or 9 p.m., I allow myself to be tired. And it feels so good to go to sleep, to be exhausted. It's so good, guys. So this is the change. So the no screens is the number 2, but we're gonna go in the list. So 10, no caffeine. 5 hours is no work. I really don't want to do no work. Why would I be? Is this really so important that when you finish your meetings at work, you still with a client on the phone and you're still driving to work and you're walking into the house talking to your client? When kids wanted to say hello to you, is this really the needed response from you. Like, no, cut that shit down and walk into the house. Do a little change of your energy in a car. Say no more work. I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna be present for my kids, and don't do it anymore. It's that one phone call, you can put it for the next day. And this is the change, because you constantly getting that dopamine, that adrenaline, that rush, another one, another message. Oh, somebody else bought this for me. And you can never relax. You always like in that weird zone of not being calm. This was a huge change for me. So 5, no work, 2 hours, no screens, guys. And the last one is 1 hour when we as a family trying to cut down the water. That is still a challenge for me because I take certain tablets at nighttime. So usually I take them an hour before. And I also, within that hour, I drink protein shakes. So within that 1 hour, I load myself still more on water, because the more you drink, the more you're going to wake up in the middle of the night. So the sleep is disturbed. And that's another no-no, because then you get up who knows how many times during the night and you can't recover. And no matter how much caffeine you drink, you can't really replace caffeine for sleep. It's not gonna work. It will never work. You will never have a good productive day. You will never have good energy. And I promise you, when you're gonna do these changes, when you're gonna start cutting down the caffeine and allowing your body to be naturally tired, going to sleep, getting the recovery, cutting down the screens, also going for a walk. Add the walk to your daily routine. If you have a pool like us, I said to my husband, I'm like, oh my God, when we go actually swimming at nighttime after our dinner, and we have a dinner, we just go and watch like a show or two, and it's around 5 or 6 p.m. And then we go swimming. We go into the cool water. We don't heat up our pool. And we go into jag, we go into the water. It just gives me that really relaxation for my muscles. And I love the way how it works. But again, this was my discovery. What will be your discovery? Maybe it's going to be walk. Maybe it's going to be playing board games with your kids. Maybe it's going to be doing meditation, because meditation is a part of me going to sleep. I just turn it on and I listen. And I love the part how I fall asleep. But here is the thing. For me, listening to music when I sleep, there are stations that you can listen to. It will never work. This will not work for me. I can't be stimulated. I have to shut down my brain with doing the breathing techniques. And that's what's going to give me the calm. That's what I love. That's what it's going to allow me to go to sleep. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. And remember that the superhero is within you. You just need to rediscover it. May your discipline, energy, and confidence be unstoppable. May your passion and curiosity be endless. May your enthusiasm be infectious. Your inner glow shine through the projects and your creations, and may your final outcome be of service to others. Each of us makes the difference in the universe. I make mine, and the universe is awaiting you guys. So make sure to like, subscribe to YouTube channels, to all the social media channels with me. Like, share this episode. I appreciate you guys. No excuses.